Hey there! Welcome to today's lesson. Today, we will be learning about ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between the two sexes and two states. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to express two populations in a given ratio. Let's begin. The HIV AIDS prevalence rate in selected populations refers to the portion of people tested in those populations who were found to be infected with HIV. The ratio of prevalence of HIV AIDS between two sexes and two states shows the relationship of one population subgroup to another. Let's see what this means with some examples. In this example, there are 100,000 people living with HIV AIDS in a country. 40,000 are female and 60,000 are male. To find the ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between the two sexes, we divide the number of males living with HIV by the number of females living with HIV AIDS, which is 60,000 divided by 40,000, and that can be simplified to 3 over 2. Therefore, the ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between the two sexes is 3 to 2, depending on which sex comes first. The same method can also be used to find the ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between two states. Assume that the population of people living with HIV AIDS in Lagos is 5,000 and the population of people living with HIV AIDS in Kano is 10,000. To find the ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between the two states, we divide the number of people living with HIV AIDS in Kano by the number of people living with HIV AIDS in Lagos, which is 10,000 divided by 5,000, and this can be simplified to 2 over 1. Therefore, the ratio of HIV AIDS prevalence between the two states is 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, dependent on which state comes first. Knowing the prevalence rate is useful for planning and resource allocation, as it shows the number of people currently in need of care and treatment for HIV infection. Prevalence rates are useful for comparing HIV disease between populations and also to measure the progress towards reducing HIV infection. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Today, we learned how to express two populations in a given ratio. It's time for assessment.